Hola, amigos. Me llamo es Clint McElroy, also known as Doc Curmudgeon. This is Doc Curmudgeon Save Comics. As we work our way through the entire DC Rebirth line, we're going through all the number ones to kind of give you an idea which ones to add to your pull list and keep. We have 3 this week, and we're going to start off with Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. That's our first. Let's get to it, shall we? Well, my first observation is Sinestro looks like David Niven in the last of the Pink Panther movies. I think it was Curse of the Pink Panther movies. Anyway, the whole Rebirth thing is about getting things back in line, and this is getting Hal Jordan back in line. Robert Venditti is the writer, and Ethan Van, let me make sure I got that right, Sciber is the artist. And this is getting the GL subset of the DC Universe simplified, because no kidding, it's got to be the most complicated area in the DC universe of all, with all of the different colors and wars and spectrums and everything else. It's mind-bogglingly arcane. Well, so they're simplifying, they're streamlining it. The gauntlet's gone. The trench coat, which I really liked, is also gone. Hal is back in uniform. He's back in the ring. Yeah, he's back in the ring. You'll see how it happens. And you, of course, have the typical moment, in brightest day and darkest light, played up for everything it's worth. And I know it's been done over and over again, but it's still one of the coolest things in comics. And it really works here. I love this book. Plus, it ends with the most awesome closing line I've seen yet in the Rebirth lines. You got to check out Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. Let's move on, shall we, to Nightwing Rebirth. Okay, the first thing I like is they actually make a reference to Nightwing and Flamebird, which is where the name originally came from. So kudos there. I don't know if that's ever been said before in comics. I don't think it has, but that's actually where he got the name. Okay, 3 pages in, they got their first dick joke. Well, Dick Grayson. So, yeah. The writer of this is Tim Seeley, and I really like what he's done. And the artist is Yannick Parquet, I think it is. The style is sort of like Brian Hitch, who's doing the Justice League book, who did a lot of the Batman books, but it's a little cleaner than Hitch and more dynamic, and I like it a little bit better. Here's my only thing. Apparently, everybody is a ventriloquist, because every panel shows people having discussions, but their mouth doesn't open. So they're all ventriloquists, apparently, because they all talk like this. Well, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard of. That's a minor quibble, because the art is really, really good, with some really dynamic angles and really unique presentations. But now, in keeping with the Rebirth philosophy, everything is rebooted. Dick isn't a spy anymore, and he's not Batman anymore, and he's certainly not Robin anymore. He's Nightwing. And they're keeping the whole globe-trotting international man of mystery angle, and the fact that he's going to be going all over the globe. He's got a new mission, and that's to infiltrate a criminal organization and bring it down from inside, which is always kind of a cool thing, like the old TV show Wise Guy. Now, I'm not going to tell you the criminal organization. I love this criminal organization, by the way, but I'm not going to tell you what the name of it is. Let's just say that if he's going to infiltrate, he's probably not going to have to change the name Nightwing on his company ID badge. That's just a little hint for those of you who want to plunge in a little bit deeper. In a series of somewhat confusing flashbacks, they unload a lot of past baggage, but they don't unload all of the past baggage. There's still some murky things. I know maybe they're setting up storylines. They're certainly setting up other comics. You'll see what I'm talking about, but it's not completely cleaned. I wish Seeley had cleaned it a little bit more. And I also wish they had explored some things a little bit. I didn't buy the Grayson books after about the first or second. So when did the world forget that Dick Grayson was Nightwing? This information seems to have magically been expunged. When did that happen? I don't know. But again, not a big quibble. His story does jump around a little bit, but eventually it does get to a pretty nice launching pad, and a launching pad that I like, that I think is going to be pretty good. So another thumbs up to Nightwing. I didn't love it, but I liked it quite a bit. That brings us to the first new title, new Superman. Superman in China. That's like the bullet point, I guess. It really is good, and I really enjoyed it. The writer is Jean Luen Yang. The penciler is Victor Bogdanovic. And the inker is Richard Friend. It has a really unique visual style to it. It has a lot of energy and a lot of excitement. And the writing has a lot of humor in it. The main character is named Kong Kanan, which is similar enough to Clark Kent to be just a little bit irritating. Not as irritating as having his girlfriend be a reporter named Laney Lan. You know, the double L thing, Lana Lang, Lois Lane, Lori Lamaris. You know, at some point something goes beyond being a trope and becomes like a joke. It's hit that point. It's a joke. I love this character because he's not a hero. He really reminds me of one of my favorite literary characters of all time, and that's Harry Flashman from the books by George MacDonald Fraser. Flashman is a coward and a lech and a cheat and a liar who somehow always ends up on the winning end of things, always gets portrayed as a hero despite his worst intentions. And that's kind of what Kanan is like. He is not going to make you admire him, at least not the beginning. And they also kind of back off of it by giving him some heroic aspects by the end. But suffice it to say, this is sort of the setup of a Chinese Justice League, because by the end of the story, we meet Chinese Batman, hyphenated, Chinese Wonder Woman, hyphenated. This is the hyphenated Justice League, and I love this book. It is really and truly a blast. This is the first Rebirth book I have picked up where I wished they were following it immediately with the second issue. Now remember, this is starting with number 1. This is not going to be a Rebirth title. It's a Rebirth title. Yeah, I know. But there you have it. They are really hitting their stride because I liked all 3. Loved New Superman, really liked Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps, and liked Nightwing. But I would suggest getting all 3 of them. We'll see you next week with a whole bunch of brand new Rebirth titles on Doc Curmudgeon Saves Comics. See ya.